This is Middle Class Matt from don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com, and I am the champion of the middle class and the champion of the average sports fan. Sticking up for the average sports fan, but always I am sports genius. I always feel like the average fans know more than the experts. I play against some of the best experts. I could play against someone like ESPN's Cris, who's very entertaining, but I've seen him pick 5 games on a weekend and get every one of them wrong. Middle Class Matt, that would never happen. 100% chance that would never happen that I would get all 5 games wrong. So I pick against the best. I pick against Phil Simms and Cris Collinsworth. I pick a lot like Cris Collinsworth. I don't ever look at his picks before I pick, but a lot of times I'll pick the same picks, or I'll pick, if he picks 14 games, I'll pick 12 games the same as he does. And he's really good, and so is Phil Simms, actually, to be honest. But they are some of the best, for my money's worth, on television. So they're actually both right now tied at 75 and 43, which is a great record, a great NFL picks. And I am 74 and 44, 1 game behind them. And I plan to overtake them and prove that I'm not only smarter than the experts, but smarter than the best experts. Collinsworth gets a lot of, people talk junk on him, say he's kind of boring, kind of nerdy, but those are the guys that usually know the most about the game. Look at Belichick. Very boring, goes in there and whips tail. So, let me get down to my Week 9 picks. First is Kansas City at San Diego. Now, this is games like who's the sorriest? And I'm going to say Kansas City is the sorriest. I just can't imagine that at home San Diego continue to play so bad. I think they're going to get a win against a really lousy team, and they win 16-13. Nobody can score. 2 offenses that have no idea what they're doing. Kansas City has tons of quarterback problems. I'm going to pick San Diego 16-13. Denver at Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati's a good team, and they're at home. But Denver and Peyton Manning, they're starting to click on all cylinders. Peyton Manning is looking like he did in Indianapolis in his heyday, and he is starting to really have that offense click, and we know the defense there is pretty good. So I think that they have enough veteran moxie and savvy to go on the road and beat Cincinnati the same way the Steelers did. Wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati wins, but I'm going to take Denver in this game 30-24 in a pretty close matchup. Next is Baltimore at Cleveland. Cleveland's young. They're not that great. They got Big Romeo as a coach. I've never really thought that Big Romeo was much of a coach. I think he's a good coordinator. But when they hired him, I was like, that's never going to work long term. So I have Baltimore rebounding from their bad loss a few weeks ago against Houston and winning 27-17, getting that offense to start to click a little bit again. Arizona at Green Bay. Arizona is kind of a one-trick pony. I think people have figured out that trick, so the joke's on them. I have Green Bay winning 30-16 at home. Chicago at Tennessee. Tennessee's a hard team to figure out. And I pick them and they lose, and I don't pick them and they win. And so I really have a hard time with them. But I'm going to take Chicago in this one, 26-20 on the road. Chicago gets a victory. Though I would not be surprised if Tennessee pulls an upset here. But I'm going to take Chicago. Next game, Miami at Indianapolis. This is another toss-up game. Young Indianapolis, rookie quarterback. Miami, rookie quarterback. We don't even know if Tannehill is going to be all right or not. But I think that the Miami Dolphins have a little bit more veteran players and leadership. And Joe Philbin's a good coach. And so I think he goes to Indianapolis and wins 24-20 in a close one. Miami's been playing a lot better lately. They've been one of the surprises of the NFL, to be honest. Carolina at Washington. Now, Washington can beat the Panthers. They've struggled, but the Panthers' defense has really rebounded. A lot of my videos that are very critical of Cam and the offense, I also talk about how good the Carolina Panthers' defense has played of late. So, I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers, a very risky pick on the road at Washington, but only down the road, 27-23, a close game, like I said. But once again, wouldn't be surprised if Washington won that game, but I'm going to take the Panthers. Detroit at Jacksonville. Detroit's starting to get things together. I think they're really, becoming more like the team they were last year. And this is not a great team we're looking at Jacksonville, even though they played well against the Green Bay Packers last weekend at home. So I'm going to take Detroit 28-20. Buffalo at Houston. This is going to be one of the few games I picked with a large spread, a blowout. I have it 38-23 Houston. Houston's just too good. They're going to score a lot of points on Buffalo, who's given up a lot of points all year. Minnesota at Seattle. I'm going to take Seattle in this game 23-17. It's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. Minnesota's a good team, but I think Seattle at home is going to be able. They both play the same kind of low-scoring defensive football. They both have young quarterbacks. So I think Seattle's going to, get by them by 6 points. 23-17 Seattle. Tampa Bay at Oakland. I really think Tampa Bay is another one of the surprises of the NFL. And though while they don't have a great record, I think they've played well. Shiano really has this team playing well, and they play hard smash mouth football, especially on the defensive side, and now the offense is starting to click. I was very impressed at what they did to Minnesota. Even though I don't think Minnesota's a great team, I picked them at the beginning of the season to be 7-9 for the whole year. They're not a bad team, and they went to Minnesota and smashed them. So I think Tampa Bay can go to Oakland, not a very good team, and win 30-20. Pittsburgh at New York. So Steelers versus the Giants. This is a coin flip. It's a tough one, but it's at New York, and I think that the Giants like games where they have something to prove, and the Steelers are a good team. So I think they're going to win. It's going to be a close one. It's going to, I think, be a decent amount of offense, and I think the Giants win 31-27. Dallas at Atlanta. Now this could be a real good game to pick an upset, because sort of Dallas is due, because they're talented and just haven't played well. But Atlanta just keeps showing that they're one of the elite teams this year. And I knew they were going to be a good team. I picked them to win their division in my preseason rankings. Please go back and look at those videos. You'll see it. I think I had them winning 12, 13 games, somewhere in that ballpark. Had them winning their division. Knew they were going to be a good team, but they are now showing they're one of the elite teams. So I have them winning in a close matchup, closer than maybe some people think, at home, 27-24 over Dallas. Last game, another one. If I was a gambling man, I wouldn't even pick this game. Philadelphia at New Orleans. I have no idea. Both teams are so sorry and have underproduced this year. But I'm going to say they're at home, and Philly's having all this stuff swirling out. Should Vic play and all the things. The defensive coordinator was fired. So with all that going on, New Orleans is starting to get some stability with their coach back. 30-23 New Orleans. So those are all my picks. Check out all my NFL videos. This is Middle Class Matt, and I'll check you next time.